Oh, yeah, pipe smokers. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and obviously, I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy, live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, the 28th of May. First day back to work after a 4-day weekend, and it felt good. I got lots of exercise, yeah. So we have this beautiful Hilson pipe I acquired somewhere along the way. It's got bird's eye and then goes to flame grain. And then on this side, some more bird's eye and kind of like tiger stripes up the shank. It's just beautiful. And it's filled with two friends, Celtic Mist. Let's set something on fire. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is our Tuesday smoke together, so grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, and grab a beverage if you so choose to do. And let's have a smoke together. What are we going to talk about today? Oh, yeah. Good tobacco. I'll tell you, I had a really, really good time doing that giveaway, and actually it got to be around 1 o'clock, and I'm like, wait a second. I don't have, some of these guys didn't make choices on what pipes they wanted, the big one or the little one. So I'm frantically trying to contact everybody. And fortunately, there was like 11 people that did really, really nice videos that really touched my heart a lot. And I know that you guys put a lot of work into those videos, a lot of thought, and I really appreciated them. I watched them over and over and over as I was trying to figure out, all right, I got 11 guys that wanted videos. They said they put a video on, but they didn't pick a pipe, and I'm frantically trying to contact everybody. I didn't want to miss anybody. And then Welsh Piper 62, he's like, oh man, there's Dave Piper, Piper Dave. He's real cool, man. He's like, was a former FBI agent. He did a great video on you. I was like, I didn't see it. Send me the link, And so I'm contacting Dave, who seems like a real stand-up guy. And I saw his, tribute to my channel, and I do appreciate that, David. And thank you for your service for our country. A lot of people think that just the military gives service, but no, we have people in the FBI, police departments, ambulances, doctors, nurses, CNAs, a certified nursing assistant. They're one of the most overworked, underpaid people that there is, and they have hearts. I know a lot of them, and I've talked to many of them that have actually held people and watched them take their last breaths, and just held them and loved them and told them it was going to be okay. I hear the same stories from all of them, and it really touches my heart. Yeah, so let's talk about kindness. What did God say in the Bible? I'm not preaching or nothing, but what did God say in the Bible? What did Jesus say? Jesus said, take care of the weak and feed the poor. Yeah, and that's what we should be doing. And that's what I've tried to do. You know, I had this guy. He had a shoulder injury at work, and he had to go out for an operation to repair it. He's a young guy. He's only like 42. So he comes back. Now, here's a guy that he's been out for 2 months, 8 weeks at least, without a paycheck. Comes back, looked like he had lost some weight. And he looks at me and says, "Hey man, I'm hungry. I ain't got no money though." Freaking whipped open the wallet. I says, "Hey man, here's 20 bucks. Pay me back whenever you can." Well, it's been about 8 months later. I haven't seen that back. So that's a gift, you know. When someone comes up to me and says, I'm hungry, man. I need food. You know, and they're not a drug addict or anything, because I've seen that too before. Where when I owned my little concrete business, we'd be in the city and people would come up, "Hey man, you got $5? I'm hungry." And you know it's just for crack. And I'd say, "Hey man, there's a McDonald's over there. Let's go on over. We'll have lunch together." "Oh, no, 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 no. No, I just want the money." Okay. Yeah. Another guy came up to me. He's a very proud individual as far as asking others for help. He's my age. He really had a really bad circumstance. He had a lump over here, right on the back of his jawbone. So he had to go into surgery to get it removed. Well, when they did that, they found out it was a little more extreme than what they originally thought. Thank God it wasn't cancerous, but so the guy goes in. They put him under at 6 o'clock in the morning and wake him up, and it was 6 o'clock at night. He'd been under 12 hours. So he had been on medications for whatever this was. Plus he'd been on that poison really that's what it is. I mean, they got to put you under, you know, but, you know. And so he developed some really serious side effects for that, and was only supposed to be out for 2 weeks and was out for 4 or 5 weeks. And we're on our break today, and we're sitting there, and he's telling me all about it and this and that. Break, the get your ass back to work bell rang. I go back to my workstation. He comes wandering in, and he's still talking to me, you know, like something's on his mind. Now, here's a very proud individual that doesn't like to ask for help, and he says, "Hey man, he says, I got the short-term disability, but it only pays about, half of our pay and stuff." And he says, "I hate to ask this, but is there any way I can borrow some money?" And he knew he could do that because he had stopped in a couple weeks before. And I asked him, I says, "Hey man, how you doing on money?" He's like, "Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right." So he says, "Okay, how much do you need?" He's like, "I don't know, man, just 50 bucks. This guy's not a drug addict or any of that stuff, he's a good dude. He's my age. He's been at the company with perfect attendance for almost 6 years. So I says, $50. I says, okay, that's a loan, right? He says, yeah, man, I'm going to pay it back. I says, all right, well, how soon, when do you think you can pay me back? He's like, well, I get my last disability check this week. I says, okay, but then you get a full paycheck the following week. So look, don't pay me back in a week. He says, just give me the money back in 2 weeks, all right? Or whenever you have it. I ain't got to worry about this guy because I know this guy's thinking in his head, I don't want to owe Paul Gilson money, man. And I freaking opened my wallet, gave him $50, and that's an act of kindness, and things like that. Those don't get you into heaven, they just don't. But if the Lord tells you, hey man, pay something forward, or do something and not expect anything in return, or just, you don't have to donate to the church. All right, that pastor's making good money. You can donate it to other people that are really in need. And that's what counts, is when, when the Lord puts it on your heart, hey man, here's this guy up here in front of me in line. I don't like to tell these stories too much. There's been a lot of them, but somebody was in front of me in line and I could tell this guy didn't have any money. And he didn't have a welfare card or nothing. He just had like the bare necessities for food. He's getting rung up. I go up whispering in the cashier's ear. He says, look, I got this. And she says, what? I says, I got the bill. And it was only like $35 or $40. Freaking shoved my debit card in. The guy's still reaching for his wallet. And she looked at him and says, sir, you're all set. He's like, whoa. What do you mean I didn't pay? Don't worry about it. You're all set. Have a great day. And I don't want people really to know that kind of stuff, but I'm just using that as an example on how we can love one another and take care of one another. I've been fortunate where, I thank the Lord, I've never had to ask anybody to borrow anything. I've always worked hard and been fortunate to have good health. I haven't had to worry about the basic necessities. And I like my firearms and my guitars, my musical equipment, of course, my pipes and tobacco and cigars. And so I've had, money to do what I want to do. I am not rich at all. But I'm a very simple person. It doesn't take much to make me happy. And I don't buy those things to make me happy. What I do with those things brings me happiness and joy. I thank the Lord for that every day, My bills are paid, and like I said, I've only got a little emergency fund. I got a couple, $2,000-$3,000 in an emergency fund. There ain't no big savings account. When I was making an awful lot of money, I invested it all in raising 10 kids. But when it comes time to collect my Social Security, which better be there, I'll be rewarded. I'll be fine. simple acts of kindness. You know, when I lent that guy $50 today, I said, hey man, just don't tell nobody. You know, it's nobody's business. That's between him and me. This pipe's starting to heat up just a little bit. We're going to take a break for a nanosecond. We'll be right back. Yeah, so the GAW that we had yesterday, for me, it did take some preparation. And so the winners again, and they both contacted me, is we have William Hankey, yeah. And then we have Mike Rhodes. Yeah, so Michael and William, I received both your emails. They did go to spam. I did pick them up today. Looked through my spam email. And so I've got your stuff. They're going to get out this week. And I just may send a little extra gift. I don't know. We'll see what I could pack into stuff. So yeah, for over the past 10 years, I've been very, very fortunate. Money and material things to me are not important. But you know, I've got, for over 10 years, I've lived in this house that was built in 1967. It's never been updated, but that's okay. I love it. It's a 3-bedroom house on 3 acres. I get to mow the lawn. I get to have a big campfire pit out back. I got a 12 by 16 foot barn that was actually gifted to me by a very wealthy customer when I used to have my business. So my son and I built a beautiful, using finished grade plywood, beautiful, just a gorgeous workbench and everything on it. And so, you know, in the spring and summer and fall, I love to work out there. That brings me a lot of joy. You know, I got my vegetable garden and so forth. So, you know, and the rent that I'm paying, I mean, it's a double. So the landlord lives on one side in his 3-bedroom side, and I live on this side. And he's been very, very fair with me. He's never raised the rent, but, you know, I do a lot of sweat equity around here, which I love. I love to mow the lawn, love to trim the trees, I love to do the weed whack. And, you know, if he needs help with something, you know, I've helped him a million times with plumbing and this and that, and you name it. So far he's chosen not to raise that. So I feel very, very, very fortunate, because if I had to buy a house like this, it would be double, you know, what I'm paying now. And like I said, I've been fortunate. All my bills are paid and current. I thank the Lord for that. He's provided me with, you know, a job where I'm not getting rich at, but, you know, I'm doing okay. And that's okay, you know. I don't need a new Corvette. I don't need any of that stuff. And like I said, it's simple things. One thing I wanted to shout out there, all right, the soap that I use. Now, I'm not going against YouTube standards and selling this stuff or any of that, but it's something that it's a personal item that I really enjoy, and it makes, after a shot, it just makes me smell so good. The soap, it's a 5-ounce bar. It's made by Dr. Squatch, and it comes in all kinds of different scents and all that stuff, and it's all natural and everything. It's not cheap. It's not your $1 a bar soap, okay? I just actually reordered 3 more 5-ounce bars in different scents, and it was like almost $26. So you're talking about $8.50 a bar, but it lasts forever. It's 5 ounces, man. And this stuff, all right, you lather up, it just, and you feel fresh, man. I'll tell you what, the ladies would be climbing up, you smoking that pipe, we're outside and you got this nice soap on, all right, that you just washed, taking a shower with. This one happens to be my favorite, the Wood Barrel Bourbon. And the doc's notes on the back, it says, lather up this cold process soap and scrub down daily. Great for all skin types. Dr. Squatch. And then the ingredients, saponified oils of olive, sustainable palm, coconut, shea butter, natural fragrance, Jimmy red cornmeal, brewer's yeast, sand, annatto powder, kaolin clay, sea salt, and iron oxide for a colorant. Made from natural oils, no harsh chemicals, and just a great soap. The sand actually works good. I mean, it doesn't feel like, you guys remember lava soap? Lava soap that's rough on your skin, man. This doesn't feel like that at all. You can feel just the tiniest bit of grit, but that sand scrubs off all the dead skin, and then you're left smelling just awesome, man. Tell you what, that and the pipe on the boardwalk is going to drive the women crazy, I do like nice stuff. Like I said, I'm not materialistic, but I do like to have nice clothes, nice shoes, nice glasses, and I like that stuff. I'm not a big jewelry person, but I do have a few vintage watches that I've collected. They're winders. And, so I enjoy that. Sometimes when you go out to dinner and you want to wear a nice suit jacket and a nice tie and a nice white shirt, there's nothing wrong with that. You feel good about yourself. Now, I shop at the Goodwill, man, so I'll tell you what, I've gotten some sports coats that I looked up and was like, holy shit, I got this for $6.99. It's handmade in Italy. I look up the price. This jacket's like brand new. And I'm an old school guy, like double-breasted suits. I like my pants to have cuffs in the bottom. I'm a classic type of fancy dresser. This one jacket, like I said, I paid like $6.99. Brand new, it's over $600, and it was like pristine, and it was custom tailored and fit me perfect, like it was made for me. Yeah. So just remember, be kind. Love one another, man. I'll tell you what, if your bills are paid, you got a roof over your head, you got food in your cupboards and your refrigerator, you're a step ahead of a lot of people. You may not have a brand new vehicle to drive. You got your pipes, tobacco, maybe a little adult beverages to drink. That's living pretty fine, man. Think about it. 200 years ago, the way that they lived with the way that I just described, we lived like kings and queens. And never forget that. You don't have to have a brand new race car. You don't have to have a brand new house. Make the best of what you have. Well, gone on long enough. I'm going to finish this bowl. Gone on almost 26 minutes. Love one another. Have compassion for one another. If your brother or sister needs help, man, and you can have the ability to do that, do it. Yeah. It's right out of the Bible. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Happy Tuesday. And happy pipe smoking. Over and out.